Hiya, how you doing? Welcome to another session, well, sort of, for Final Fantasy XII. The format is going to be different for this specific video because I ran into some technical problems. Basically, the commentary file I recorded got corrupted. Normally, if something like that happened, I would just re-record the entire session, but it was 4.5 hours long, a lot of things happened, and I really don't want to replicate it. So here's a shorter video highlighting what happened in the 4 hours of gameplay. Hope you enjoy. So the story continues after we see a bunch of Imperial ships flying toward Mount Baromeses. We also see smoke coming from the mountain, so that can't be good. Naturally, I did the most logical thing, make our way to upgrade my license boards. I spent about 20 minutes doing this, and frankly all I did was to get some more accessory licenses and increase my HP and a bit of strength too. I really don't understand why it took me 20 minutes to do all of that. Anyway, on a normal day I would use a teleport stone to get back to Mount Baromeses, but since I tweaked my license board a bit, I decided to test out my newfound strength. And then immediately almost die. Oh my god. After finally making it back to Mount Baromeses, I got distracted by the merchants and ended up buying new gear. With that done, I decided to check on what was going on in the temple area and... well... my bad. This dude straight up murdered the old guy who was probably days away from already dying naturally. But okay, change the things you can control, I guess. Anyway, we beat up the judge because it's not cool to hit old people. Turns out he was also possessed by the manufactured nethicite. Still on the dark with how that works though. After the fight, we see the playboy version of Cid try to take Ash away for his safety, but she wants to stick it to Shinra herself. Wait, wrong game. She wants to hurt the Empire from within. Yeah, let's go with that. So the next plan was to make our way to Arcadia. We'd get shot down almost immediately if we took an airship, and the ports were apparently crawling with Imperial soldiers, making boats a no-go, so we were gonna walk it. This time, I decided to finally use a teleport stone back to Rabin Aster. While I was there, I decided to do some side quests because I was pretty much strong enough to handle them now. If you are curious, I beat the Wyvern Lord, XII, and the Rock Toys. All of them were pretty much cheese at that point, so nothing spectacular to talk about here. Took about an hour though. Anyway, to start the trek to Arcadia, we first had to stop by Nalbina. I took an airship because I needed to give one of the stewardesses the letter from that one side quest a couple of sessions ago. She was also getting harassed by some ass who was brothers with the first dude. Runs of the family, I guess. Anyway, I got to Nalbina, and mind you, this is my first time I've ever gone into this town because the story never really brought me here, aside from the time I became a fugitive. Turns out I could have gone here much earlier because a lot of the crap was a bunch of low-level stuff. I window shopped for a bit and bought a couple of new targets for my gambits. The application for these targets still elude me, but I'm pretty sure I can figure it out. After that, I made my way to the Mossforeign High Waste. All the monsters started to deal a bit more damage, but then again, so did I. So I didn't really run into too much trouble. Oh my god. Oh wait, he's tiny. I think I can... okay, never mind. Moving on. I reached this small rest area where I sold some of my loot, restocked on supplies, and continued pressing forward. The monsters from here on out didn't particularly give me any trouble with the damage they would deal, but more so on the status conditions they'd inflict. It was here I learned that I had no counter to Berserk, so I went back to the rest area and bought Asuna, which apparently still doesn't heal Berserk. Damn. As I continued, I started collecting all this cool loot. I even found a giant stone bow. This cost quite a bit of money in the shop, so I felt super happy that I found one lying around in the area and... oh no, my game crashed. That's okay, I can just reload the file and just collect it again. Thank you, autosave, am I right? Oh wait, the loot is random? You're saying I got lucky with the giant stone bow and then immediately got unlucky with a crash. At this point, I was super salty and even tried to force the chest to respawn by leaving and re-entering the area, but it's alright, whatever, I don't care. I finally reached the Salika Wood and could safely destroy almost everything this forest could throw at me. I found a couple of Mughals chilling in some huts. They kept mentioning how they needed to do some stuff but were on some kind of break. Anyway, me being the explorer that I am, decided to ignore them and explore the deeper parts of the forest. And I ran into a boss fight. To be fair, it was my fault. There was a save crystal right next to an entrance to a different area. I should have known. Rookie mistake. Anyway, this bastard was annoying as hell because he kept healing himself and burning me like crazy. I was able to kick his ass though, but it was a long-winded fight. I don't know, I probably would have had an easier time if Fran was dealing a bit more damage. I don't know, maybe if she had some kind of bow, but there was really nothing I nor the game could have done or given me that would have made that a reality. And it turns out this was the wrong way. I wasn't supposed to go there yet. So I circled around and found another Moogle by this big gate, and he told me to gather the lazy Moogles in their huts. As soon as I did that, they opened the gate and boom! Beach episode. To wrap things up, I reached the halfway point of Fawn Coast, which was another rest area. At this point, Balthier and Ash had a conversation, and, well, just take a listen.
Why the capital?
The Nethicite. I must destroy it.
Are you sure? You don't want it for yourself? Use its power to restore Dalmasca? Something like that? The best intentions invite the worst kind of trouble.
Lusting for ever greater power. Blinded by the Nethicite. Is that how you see me?
That does sound like someone I know. He was obsessed with Nethicite. It was all he cared about.
Come over here.
He'd babble nonsense,
Hey!
blind to aught but the
Watch
stone's
it.
power.
Like I said,
He'd talk about some Enna, or was it
beautiful view.
Vena?
Except for you.
No matter.
Thank you.
Everything he did to get closer to the Nethicite, to understand it. He made airships, weapons. He even made me a judge.
You're a judge?
Part of a past I'd rather forget. It didn't last long. I ran. I left the judges and him. Sidolphus Demon Bonanza. Draculaur Laboratories' very own Dr. Sid. That's when he lost his heart to Nethicite. Lost himself. And I suppose that's when I lost my father. Don't follow in his footsteps. I ran away. I couldn't stand seeing him like that, a slave to the stone. So I ran. Free at last. Funny I went for the Dusk Shard. How could I have known that it was Nethicite? And then, of course, I met you. All that running, and I got nowhere. It's time to end this. Cut my ties to the past.
It's hard to leave the past behind. I know.
Marriage of convenience. Symbol of the alliance between Nebradia and Dalmasca. This is how they see our match.
They do they?
These roles we play. I must admit I find it wearying.
I will play mine.
I would have no other.
The choice is yours to make. But don't give your heart to a stone. You're too strong for that, princess.
I pray you're right, Balthier.
Shocking, am I right? He's a judge! He was a judge! What the fuck? He was a judge! This is the biggest fucking... And that's where I ended. I apologize for the different format, but I enjoyed making it still. I really hope you enjoyed it too, and if you didn't, don't worry, the regular playthrough episodes are coming right after. This episode is just a little special because of the circumstances I ran into, but if you enjoy this format, I may think about turning this into a regular thing for some recaps. Anyway, that's been it for me. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Take care, everyone. Peace out.